Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another Motorworks Garage episode. It is beautiful outside. It's like 60 degrees here in Michigan. We got the garage door open, we got the person door open over here, and we're working on the welding cart. This is the last episode of this welding cart. We're going to be done. We just got a few more things to touch up on. If you guys haven't seen what we did the last video, we finally got everything burned in. We got the rear of the actual welding cart done, the cylinder sitting in there, the actual welder sitting on the welding cart, so it's just looking great. We still got a little bit more things to do, so I'm going to show you guys what we got. All we got to do today is pretty much put this expanded metal on the top here to get this shelf done. I do want to go through, in the last video I said I was going to go through and tack in a whole bunch more of these shelves just to give it a little bit more support, so I'm going to go do that as well. I don't know if I'm going to pull the actual welder off or not. I think I'm just going to, actually I probably am just going to pull everything off because I got to flip it upside down anyway to get the casters on. But yeah, once we get this whole entire mesh cut up here at the top, the expanded metal cut, we can put that on there, tack everything in, and get our supports right. We're probably gonna, we'll probably put some supports in because we have to later on, get a TIG welder and stuff like that to get up there. But yeah, that's pretty much what it's gonna look like. We're gonna have this one as our shelf for now and have all of our magnets or whatever sitting on there, our clamps. We got to get a whole bunch of clamps, and then down here hopefully we can get our actual arc welder and get that stuff going. But we got to get 220 in the garage still, so that's here to come. So right now this is pretty much what it's gonna look like. I do want to get a cool hanger for the helmet, and I do want to get a new helmet as well. Plus I got to get a whole bunch of clamps, more magnets. I got a whole bunch of other stuff to get for it. And then coming on the back side here, this is what it's going to look like. We've got one big thing we still got to do for this, and we have to grind all of our tacks down, and we have to get something to strap in the actual cylinder. So I was racking my brain trying to figure something out, and all I can think of is chain. I really want to do the dirt bike chain or something that's heavier duty or kind of stuff. So I was going to do a mini bike chain, or a bike chain, but just gonna look kind of weird being so small, and this is so bulky back here. So yeah, I gotta figure out something to weld on a new piece of a chain to be able to slide a pin through, and then I'm gonna tack it all the way around so it forms right around here, and then it just kind of welds right here, and then it's gonna be able to do the same thing for that. So yeah, we gotta get going. We got 3 major things we gotta do to get this thing done, so we gotta start moving so we can get this video done and over with and on to our next project. So we got this top rack welded in. This expanded metal looks awesome. I just love the look of this right now. But yeah, I went through and I tacked in a whole bunch of other areas. I went through the entire first, second, and third row and just tacked them in, every 2 to 3 inches. And I did that all the way down, so that's all good. So we've got 2 more parts left. Tomorrow, when I can actually get to the store after work, I'm going to see if I'm probably not going to buy any chain. I'm probably just going to go to the scrapyard, see if I can find something. But I do need to get some chain, but I am going to get the casters. So they are just Husky casters for now. They're like 60 bucks. So I wanted to get some nice snap-on ones, but they're like $400 for a cool looking set, and I'm not spending 400 bucks on just casters. So yeah, 60 bucks it is from Husky. And other than that, I'm just going to grind down some the tacks back here, and we should be ready to roll. Alrighty, we got the final parts we need to finish up this welding cart. This is going to be the last weekend we work on this sucker. So we just got some basic, I don't even know what to call it, double loop chain, I guess. So we got this for the cylinders to actually sit in, so this will be able to hold it up and it won't fall out. But this is what we're going to use just for now until I figure out something cooler to use. I'm just going to tack this up so we can not have the actual cylinder falling all around. And then we've got some actual nice casters. I scrounged the internet for something nice and really couldn't find anything I liked, and I wanted a rubber one, rubber wheels, and these ones I ended up finding on Amazon, and they were $36, and They're nice. They spin really good. They're rubber, which is what I was looking for, and they can hold up to about, I think, 1,500 pounds total. So yeah, I think these are going to be great to use. Hopefully, I'm going to test out the rubber ones and see what it does. I wanted something really soft because of just rolling over, stuff in the garage or, cracks in the garage or whatever and outside. So I think these will hopefully work and last a little while. And if they don't, I guess we got to find a new pair. So, yep, we got 4 of these. We got a whole bunch of nuts and bolts for them. And we're going to get to cutting some plates to install these on and weld the plates up to the bottom of the cart. And we can go from there. Alright guys, so before we start welding on the actual casters and the plates and everything, I want to grind down these tabs that that I left with the grinder, because whenever the tank was sitting in here, I was kind of leaning forward, and this adds on like, altogether maybe either 1/4 of an inch or a little over 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to grind down all these welds pretty much so it sits pretty nice and straight in the actual cart. So let's get to it. Perfect, but it looks really good. It's pretty smooth. There is some grind marks, I just didn't want to grind down too far, but yeah, it looks pretty good. So we're gonna leave it with that. We're gonna get this sucker flipped over and start building some plates to be able to weld these casters to. Alrighty guys, here's the bottom of our caster. It looks like it's about a 2-inch by 4-inch plate. So I'm going to do is probably get a, either 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch plate that I've got, and I'm probably going to do a probably 3-inch by 5-inch. And depending on whatever size this is, and then I'm going to just weld that plate onto the bottom of the cart, and then I'm just going to take some of those like pre-drill or pre-tap screws, and I'm probably just going to tap them in for now, and drill my pre-holes, and make it just a little bit smaller for my actual bit to go in there and the screw to actually stay in there. And later on, depending on where I mount them at on the cart, if I can get nuts and bolts in there, I will use nuts and bolts. But for now, I just want to get them mocked up and make sure that they all roll and it's all even. And then if it's not even and it kind of leans and tilts, then I will, figure out a shim or something like that. All right, we got a whole bunch of thick plate down here. Let's see what we got. I almost got it. That's too thin. I guess so we don't have any bending, I'm going to go with this heavy, like 1/4 inch plate. It's pretty thick, but yeah, I think this will do. And we're not going to have any bending because on the corner of my plate, on the corner of my cart, let me show you guys here. Corner of my cart, I really don't want to weld any more on here, so I was going to weld on another square here for support, but I think I'm just going to weld it just along the edges here, and I'm going to have it up in the front right up here, so upside down is my welding cart here, and the front is that way. So I'm going to weld them right up into the corner, so then when I do like push it back into a spot, the wheels will stick out so I can actually put the brakes down to stop them. But back here, I don't want to have them, poking out. So I'm going to actually weld them like pretty much right here. And then so I have all this support and then mount them forward so when they do swivel around, they're hopefully lined up with the back or just, barely short with the back here so they're not poking out of the actual cart. So yeah, I'm going to have to, make some pretty good welds along here, and I might, if I can, get in the inside. And then back here, we shouldn't have any problems with any structural stuff. But yeah, the reason why I want to use that thick a plate is just so they don't bend and tweak themselves, with all this weight from the cart plus all 3 welders. All right, so the bottom of our casters here are 3 3/4 by 2.5. So mounting it here, this actually looks pretty good. I'd say I'm not going to do anything with the width, so I'm just going to make 4 straight cuts, and yeah, that should look pretty good. We got our 4 plates cut up. Let's get them tacked and fitted and make sure our casters fit in there perfectly. I already matched up one caster with it, so I know they're going to fit, but I want to match up all 4 of them just to make sure before I get everything tacked down it doesn't work. So I'm putting the caster on the inside of the L so I can just have those screws go down, and if I want to put in bolts and nuts later on I can. I'm not going to just put them right into the frame here because I don't really want to ruin the structure, which I'm not worried about the structure because it's all welded together, but I also want to make sure that's all good. So yeah, I'm going to put the caster on the inside of the L, so it's going to be in this corner right here, and yeah, that looks really good. I should be able to have be able to get screws, nuts and bolts in there. So this looks really good just because I've got this lip I'm going to be able to weld to, and then if you look down on it, this edge is on the inside of this bar, so I can, you know, screw these out or drill them out into holes, and then I can throw nuts and bolts down in there. The only problem is I'm going to have a trouble getting either the bolt or nut, depending on how long the bolt is. You know, I might have trouble getting those in there, especially this corner one, but we should be able to get them in there. And then along with this one as well, if you guys want to see what I was talking about, I'm putting the caster on the inside of this bar so I can get them to screw down as well. So it might be as easy just to tack them down, but I want them to be able to be you know, removable and stuff. So you gotta be kidding me. We just gotta do that like 7 more times. I'll see you when I get all these things mounted. All right, we got all the casters on. All of them are pretty much in there. I just have 2 in each one, and then whenever I decide to change them up, I'm gonna actually go through and, you know, bolt them on. But yeah, they spin really nice. The wheels are rolling really good. I'm gonna flip this sucker back over. We're gonna weld on our chain and put our welding cart, or put our welder and gas on the actual cart, and we can start using it. So we're almost there. All right, so we got it flipped over. We're kind of figuring stuff out here, what I want to do, and what I came up with is I'm going to do just like I did with the casters. I'm really just going to screw or drill a hole and then put my self-tapper in there, and then I'm going to do the same thing on each side here, and then I can literally just, if I need to adjust it or whatever, I can just screw it through these little holes right here, and this one will be stationary like this, and then this one will literally just like go around the tank and hold into the tank. So it's gonna work. We just got to get to drilling some more holes, I guess. Alright, so here's our chain right here. This was like $8 at Home Depot. It's just regular linkage chain. I don't even know what you want to call it. But we're just literally just going to slide it through the end hole right here. And the screw head on the top is perfect. We're just going to zoom it into this screw hole. Like so. Alrighty, that one's in. Alright, since we've got this fancy dancy locking wheel mechanism, lock it, sucker won't roll anywhere. Let's get this welder and tank up on here. let me cut this off. That's it. We're good to go. It's all done. The welder's up on here. The actual cylinder is locked into place. It's not going anywhere. This is a little loose, but yeah, it's literally not going anywhere. And we have our next one, you know, for our other cylinder. We've got the other chain cut off, so we do have some extra chain just in case we need it. But yeah, this is how it's gonna sit. So with the hose management, I'm not gonna ever record this. I just want to get the whole frame done and show you guys how I actually did the frame. But I am going to make, you know, I'm gonna keep these straight ones. I'm gonna actually weld these all in and take away the tacks and just burn everything in, because I am gonna leave it just straight, because I do want to make a like curved something or whatever here, and then a curved thing here, so I can wrap everything around it. And the same thing with the arc welder. I'll do one down here, and then I'll do one on the other side for the TIG welder once I get that. And we can have some hose management just for this. I'll probably just you know, figure something out for the actual like wire feed, but because you don't want to like make that in really small circles. You want to actually have it in like a big one, because you'll bend to the lining inside and all that. So yeah, it's done, guys. We can actually roll it around. We're gonna get everything, you know, picked up and on the actual cart, and we're gonna start moving this sucker around. All right, guys, so we got the wheels unlocked. We got all the hoses put off to the side here. So what I want to do, you know, later on, like I said, is to put those hoops on there for the actual like hose stores, just like this pretty much, but have one going along the bottom as well. But I also want to chop this off here, and once I get a pipe bender, I want to bend, or a tubing bender, I want to bend it so it's kind of like a, I don't know, like a hook or something where I can hang my clamps and, you know, magnets and everything like that on. So this can actually be like a full welding cart, you know, if I gotta, you know, do body work or something like that, or clamp something together or whatever. It's all gonna be on this cart. That's why I made it so big and had a lot of just, you know, open space, because even just because I'm gonna have three like different welders on here, I'm still gonna have space in the back here. I'm still gonna have space in between these two cylinders here, and I'm gonna have space in the back here, and all this space over here on the side. So I mean, I just have unlimited space pretty much to put things, and just a whole bunch of other stuff. And like I can show you guys here, just this whole thing just like rolls everywhere. Like you can really just, I mean, push it, it rolls. I mean, it's so easy and nice. I am going to, yeah, just burn all those in, and this thing is done. So I mean, I'm not going to show you guys all the other extra stuff. This is like just the frame I want to do for you guys. So this thing is going to work perfect for the Motorworks garage here. And yeah, I'm just pumped to have another, you know, cart to be able to roll around and have for the old welder, so it's not just sitting here, you know. And I have all this other room down here. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. This was super fun to make. I love doing this kind of stuff. I love welding and everything, and it just was so nice to get back into welding. But yeah, I got to figure out what I want to do for next week, because I got to kind of save some money, because like I said, we're doing the kitchen, and I want to get the kitchen done. We're almost done with that. But I also want to spend some money for the dirt bike, because I want to get the dirt bike going. It's May, or it's April right now, but when May comes, I want to have this sucker done. So, and the mini bike as well. So I got to kind of figure out what I want to do, but the next projects are the mini bike and the dirt bike for sure. Probably the dirt bike first. So stay tuned for that, guys. We're gonna have a whole bunch of content for that coming up. Working on it, riding it, breaking it, working on it again probably. So yeah, we're gonna have a whole bunch of stuff. So stay tuned, guys. If you like what you saw, give me a like. You know, comment on my video. You know, let me know if you guys have any questions, because I can answer anything for you. And subscribe, because we got a whole bunch of other stuff coming. So I appreciate you guys being here, and you know, I thank you for your time, and we'll see you guys next time here at Motorworks Garage. See you later.